Science Academy. Science Academy is a free resource for students, teachers, and parents to explore all kinds of scientific subjects through experiments and activities that you can do at home. I'm meteorologist Kat Taylor, and in this episode, we will use everyday materials to make a model of the rock cycle. Now, the rock cycle is a geologic system that is comprised of three main rock types: sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous. These rocks are interconnected and cycle through each type continuously over millions of years. Plan to do your experiment in the kitchen with an adult. We'll be using an oven. It's a good idea to preheat that now to 350 degrees. You will need Starburst candies, specifically 3 candies each of 3 different colors, aluminum foil, wax paper, a toaster oven or an oven mitts, and tongs. Remove the wrappers from the candies, and you're going to put 3 pieces of aluminum foil down with 3 pieces of wax paper on each one. And then you're going to put these candies in a column, try to make all the different colors. So you want them to be in the same order for each of the 3 stacks. So we've got our wax paper, we've got our column of candies. So we're going to start with the very first one, and we're going to fold it over while keeping this vertical here. Kind of pinch the edges here. To do our first experiment with rocks, we are going to flatten the stack of candies using the heel of your hand. So you're going to push down as hard as you can. You might need help with an adult on this one. Okay, so once you have pushed down really hard, you're going to open up the candy and you're going to observe. By putting a whole bunch of pressure on it, you have squeezed all these layers together. And that's exactly how sedimentary rocks are formed. They're just formed with a whole bunch of layers of sediment that are just pressurized and pushed together. Now on to our second type of rock. Put your next stack of candies, just like before. Try to keep it standing up while you close it in with the foil and the wax paper. And just kind of pinch the outside of the wax paper or the aluminum foil together until you've kind of pinched it in. Now this is where you're going to want help with an adult. We're going to put this either in your oven or your toaster oven for about a minute at 350 degrees, just long enough for the candy to become malleable. So let's get our oven mitt, since I am an adult, and we're going to pop it in there. See you in about a minute. Have your adult safely remove the foil from the oven, again with an oven mitt, and use your oven mitt to push down on the stack of candies like you did earlier with the heel of your hand, like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let this cool off. And once it's cooled off, open it up and observe. Once it's completely cooled down, you can open it up, take a look at it. This represents the layers of sediment, pressure, and heat that form metamorphic rock. See how there's layers, but it's kind of liquefied together a little bit. So next you take another packet of Starburst and put them in the column and just kind of make a little packet, pinch the edges really well on this one, and you want to make sure that no liquid can escape because you're basically going to liquefy this one. So what you want to do here is take your foil and put it in the oven for about 5 to maybe even 10 minutes, again on 350. We're going to try 5 minutes and see how it goes. Have your adult remove the candy with oven mitts and some tongs. And you're going to want to open the foil with tongs straight away, but do it very, very carefully. So only have an adult do this part. And you just want to move it around so you can get the foil open. It's kind of hard. But look how it's basically liquefied. And then don't touch the candy until it's completely had time to cool, so leave it here for about 10 to 15 minutes. Once the melted candy hardens, this represents the melting of rocks into magma and the cooling and solidification of lava back into igneous rocks. So let's review the 3 rock types. Sedimentary rocks are made of sediment. Sediment is formed by weathering and erosion, which we've learned about before on Science Academy. It settles into layers over time, and as more and more layers are deposited, the weight presses down and it compresses it into rock with lots of layers. Well-known sedimentary rocks are limestone, sandstone, or shale. Now, metamorphic rocks are made when the layered rocks get pushed deep underground and subducted into intense heat and pressure, but not quite to the point where they turn completely into liquid. They're kind of somewhere in between. Well-known metamorphic rocks are marble and slate. And then there's igneous rocks. They are made when liquefied rock called magma or lava cools and solidifies. Well-known igneous rocks are obsidian and granite. And now you know all about the rock cycle. If you would like to complete this activity at home, you can find detailed instructions on ktiv.com.